Hello, thanks for joining me this weekend. I hope you're well. I hope so far you've enjoyed your weekend and the sun's been shining for you. It's been a bit of a mixed bag here. It's dry at the moment. We've had some rain, but we've had a fair amount of sunshine too, so it's good. We've been able to work outdoors. Okay, so I'm working in my everyday journal today. And I have to say that I thought I'd turn the camera on and I hadn't. So you've missed the first part, which is the decoration of this envelope. This was I think it was a Christmas card envelope. And basically what I've done is trimmed down the front part here and trimmed around here too to give me a nice opening for a card. And then I've collaged some magazine paper. This is from a vintage dictionary and some of my writing. And this fussy cut image is one of the graphics fairies, flower fairies. It's a geranium, I think, looking at that. So that's the front. On the back, so far, I've just done a bit more collaging, and I'm now going to add some bits down here. And basically, I needed to do this before I could add it to the journal. Okay, so just get my fabric glue. This is one of those tiny little octagonal, what do you call them? Oh dear. It's another senior's moment, I'm afraid. I can't think of the name. Anyway, you know what I mean. And I've got a box full of these somewhere that I had intended to join together. I think I started, but I haven't completed them. So every so often I raid the box to use in my journals. So let's see, I want this piece of muslin down first. Followed by my fabric piece. Let's call it that for want of its proper name. I'm sure it'll come to me eventually. Oh dear, sad, isn't it? Okay, and this is a fussy cut image from a book, a botanical book. And I just lightly go around the edges. It was pretty, wasn't too white, it was more cream, so that worked well. And I'm thinking we'll put that about here. So I'm trying to use up a lot of the scrappy bits, odd bits of fussy cutting that I have around, as well as my papers. I've sorted a few more bits of paper. So I want to try and use up these pieces. I hope I've got enough on the paper to hold that. Okay. We'll need to dry a little bit. I think that's okay. So next I need to attach this to the page because I'm going to cover the page, and obviously I need to put this down to hide this part. So we'll glue along here, and I'll stick with the same glue. we go, plenty of it. Try and get it up to the top there. I'll try and centre that perhaps a little bit more. Okay. A little bit of inking across there for now. My book's getting quite chunky, so it's actually quite, it's going to be quite difficult the further on I go. I'll have to try and keep the decoration to a minimum, otherwise I won't be able to work in it. Okay, so to cover this, whoops, I've just dropped a piece. Oh, here it is. We have my tea-dyed paper. And it's some paper that I added a bit of lace, a lace tablecloth or something to. So you get the patterning on there. But I can write on that, so that was my criteria really. Now I just want that to be able to fold over. Okay, so we'll put this piece on first. Let's go back to the glue stick. Okay, so that's the envelope attached to my page, and now I want to decorate a card to fit in there, a journal card. So we'll just set that aside. Actually, no, I had one more piece to add. I've got one of these fussy cut bees, and I did think I'd add that down here so he peeks out from beyond the envelope. So let's do that. It's quite sizable, but I think he'll look okay. Oops. I've attached him to my glue page. There we go. So we want him just to be visible here. How's that? There we go. Right, so now we'll set that aside, and these are the bits that I have for the card. Again, I've organised it ahead of time because I flap around a bit. So I'm using some, not sure if this was 6x6 scrapbook paper, but it's scrapbook card, so it's a little bit thicker. And I've added, this was a piece left over after I die cut some lace, and I thought that was quite nice. I liked the script down the side, so I thought I'd use that piece. And I've backed the card with more of the butcher's paper. So that's that. I've ruffled up some magazine paper in red. My image is a geranium, so that's a fussy cut image. I've got a tag, a couple of scraps of paper, music paper, and a digital. And I've also got some washi. So simple decoration, I think. So we'll start with let's move this on a bit. We'll start with the scraps. Up here. Can you shout at me if I've got my head in shot? I don't know. All the time I was doing the January daily, I managed to film without my head appearing. I don't know whether I've changed the setup. I'm not sure, but it's frustrating. Okay. So that's the second scrap. Okay. Now I'm going to stitch around this, but I will add all the pieces first, I think, maybe with the exception of the little label. So now for this piece I will use my wet glue. It's with the stitching and so forth, I think it helps. Okay. Let's see if I can straighten it up a bit. Ish. No. Oh dear. Whoops. No, that's it. That's fair enough. Now what I was thinking was that I would add a strip of washi across the bottom there. So we'll just... Actually, this feels quite sticky, this washi. And yeah, they're little bees, look. So I better make sure I put them the right way round. Okay, just trim that. Okay, my image is next. And these images came with the outline, and I did cut some of it off, but actually it's still got a fair amount of outline, so just do a bit of sponging around there, add a bit of ink. That's enough. Okay. Oops. My fingers are all sticky. Okay, so that's added. Now I was thinking that my label might go here. What do you reckon? What I'll do is I will stitch it first. I might just round the corners. Just makes it that little bit easier to slide in and out of the envelope. Okay, right, well I'll be back. I'll just go and stitch this, and I'll be right back to show you the finish. Okay, so here it is. I decided in the end just to stitch around 3 sides because of this stiff paper, and I've glued it down so well. I couldn't really lift it easily to get under the foot, the machine foot, so 3 sides it was. And I've got my my label to add, and I've also picked out another couple of small labels. So let's start with this one. And what I've done here, you can see I've added a piece of card to the back so that it stands up a little. So on this one I will use my wet glue. And like I say, I think I'm going to put that one about there, as straight as I can manage. Okay. And these two, with the aid of my glue stick, will go up in the top, I think. Top. So I was thinking here. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, that will take a moment to dry. Okay, so that's the card finished. As you see, I've got plenty of space to write there. And that will fit nicely inside the envelope. I might just let that dry. But once that's dry, that will fit in there without any drama. Okay. So that's my page today. An altered envelope with space for writing on the back and certainly on the main page. And we'll just date that. And today is the 1st of May, so I should have a new calendar page. Here we go. I think I might look for another label to go on here. May Day would be quite nice, something like that. That's the card. That seems to have dried reasonably well. Okay, well, I hope you liked that page. I'm sorry you missed the very first part. Never mind. Thanks so much for calling past, and I'll be back again soon with some more work. I've got a couple of smaller items to share. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.